Hello everyone, it's Dorothy and welcome to Thetis Regional Park on the West Coast. Just thought I would share with you some scenery as I do a walking meditation, which I could sit and do a seated meditation, but it's a little chilly for my liking, so I'm going to do a walking meditation. And I'll do my best to show you some wonderful scenery as we go. There are many ways to do a walking meditation. And one of my favorites is to be out in nature, just to experience everything around me. So for starters, there's these incredible, beautiful natural flowers out here that just gently adorn the sides of the hills and the trails. They're quite beautiful. I'm just going to take a glimpse upwards here at this incredible, majestic tree, which can't even possibly fit in the screen here. When you're doing your own mindful walking meditation, it's wonderful if you can be outdoors in nature for so many reasons. And if you can go barefoot and allow for that grounding effect to happen as you walk, connecting with the earth. And the idea here is to allow your soul to pick up the energy that you experience through the bottom of your feet. And that's a really beautiful thought, to think that when we walk barefoot on the earth, we're receiving impressions and imprints from the earth up through the bottom of our feet into our being. Perhaps just a little inspiration to get outside a little more, even if you're on your own front lawn or in a park nearby. And so in this walking meditation, I will take you through the things that I enjoy most about the mindfulness practice that allows me to walk with full and complete awareness. So if you'd like to join me, allow yourself to find a place where you can go for a walk, undisturbed, hopefully in quiet, but not always possible. And join me back here in a moment as we begin. Thank you. When you decide to do your walking meditation, if you can be outdoors in nature, wonderful. If you want it to be somewhere in your own home, and basically find a path where you can just walk back and forth. The idea is to allow yourself to experience walking as a beautiful practice of mindfulness. And so it allows for this beautiful exploration of ideas and sensations, and to know that the way in which you do it is likely perfect, as long as you trust in the ability to be completely aware, observant, and like when we experience eating raisins in the mindfulness living course. At first, perhaps the way we might eat a raisin, and then being taken through eating mindfully, savoring every aspect of the raisin. When you're walking outdoors in nature or in your home or anywhere else, savor the experience of each step. If you're outdoors, bring the fresh air into your body. Almost as if you're nourishing your soul with the breath that you take in, because that's exactly what you're doing. As well, you're nourishing all the physiological aspects of your body that are allowing you to be strong and well. Walking meditations are done usually slower. You're feeling all of the intricate work of the muscles of the feet as you move. And perhaps you scan your body ever so gently to be aware of how the body moves as you walk to support the action of walking. Notice your heart. If you're outdoors, noticing your heart beating if you're walking uphill, or just as you're feeling calm and centered. Let yourself experience your body ever so beautifully. See what you notice that's new and different as you walk. Remembering that the idea of a walking meditation is to help bring you back in touch with your body, with what's happening inside your body, perhaps just reminding you of the gracious ability of your body to allow you to live freely in the world. And walking meditations are wonderful for connecting back with earth, connecting back with your environment. Even if you're at home, just being more present and mindful of your surroundings, maybe taking in all the beauty in your home wherever you are walking. We take walking far too much for granted, much like breathing. And so I really love doing the walking meditations, whether it's from my car, inside a store, or out in nature, just to remind me of all of the intricacies of what's happening in my body and in my life. Allow yourself to continue breathing with awareness. One idea for walking meditation in your home is to take a number of steps in one direction and then turn around and take a number of steps in the opposite direction. Maybe having a path of a straight line to follow back and forth, or maybe a triangle or a square pattern where you can simply relax into your surroundings as you place more awareness and attention onto your breath and in your body. When you're outdoors in nature, it makes sense to look around, to breathe with awareness, taking in that fresh oxygen, and of course, enjoying the surroundings, enjoying your connection with your environment, with breath, and also just with the intention of sharing in the oneness, you being with everything around you. Hoping you can hear the sound of the birds in the background. Just like when you're doing a formal seated practice or lying meditation, it's important to practice open awareness, taking in all the sounds around you, perhaps just being aware of them without attending to them. It's like you know that they're there, but they're in the background. They're not really that important. And your focus is on your breath and perhaps the movement in your body as you walk. And I couldn't resist sharing this image as a metaphor for all of us. When we experience something in our path, whether it's an old tree, all that remains is its stump and perhaps what roots are left, or if it's another kind of obstacle, whether real or imagined, what gets in our way based on our perceptions can be a real challenge for so many of us. So think about what's in your path. Think about how you're going to navigate around what's in your path, ever so delicately, ever so perfectly. And what is in your path that's showed up to be in your life, have a close look at it, because it's probably there for some good reason. Found some sunlight in between the trees. This path, this hike around the lake is a lot busier than I had imagined, and understandably it's just so incredible. If you can, and a little bit of inspiration perhaps for you, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. It's called earthing, and it allows you to simply, you just connect with the earth, with your feet, as we mentioned earlier. Allow yourself just to take in this through your feet, maybe through your hands if you're able to touch a tree and just connect with what's the energy of that living thing. Do the same on the earth, on the ground. Wherever you can, step bare feet. Take in whatever the experience is, and know we've got now scientific research to back the notion, the idea, the concept that through the earth we have our negative ions absorbed. We're basically cleansing our body. The earth absorbs that negative frequency, and we feel, even if it's a subtle feeling, we feel the healing, the cleansing properties of that. So it's not just about hugging trees, it's about allowing the tree or the earth to absorb what you don't need anymore, and knowing that it never harms the nature in doing this. Let's go and find some more pretty sights to show you. And if you're on your own walk, and if you're listening to me with your earbuds in your ears, maybe take this time to bring some element of motion in a more physical way. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit and focus on your breath. So now it becomes more of an activity with breath and the movement of your body. So I will join you back in a few moments. Thanks, everyone. Allow yourself to keep breathing easily, gently, just feeling the breath move effortlessly through your body. So purposeful, so perfect. In your walking meditation, it's a wonderful time to be a little bit more proactive, deliberate in your use of breath. So for example, again, I'll relate it to nature. If you're outside, when you bring in a breath, be conscious of taking that fresh oxygen, really feeling the breath, fill your lungs in such an incredible way. It's such a gift to be able to breathe so deeply into the clean air. And as you feel your lungs expand and you feel the breath become part of you, revel in that. Revel in the beauty of that. And as you take an out breath, let yourself be mindful of what you're actually letting go of. Maybe it's just breath. Maybe it's the stagnant air in your lungs because you haven't been breathing deeply. Maybe you are more aware that as breath flows through you, your physical body is simply a conduit for breath to move through you as it does move through every single one of us. When you exhale, perhaps you are mindful that the carbon dioxide and the other gases, including some oxygen that are emitted from your body, then move into someone else's breath and into the environment. So you're feeding the trees and plants, but we're also emitting some oxygen, which then becomes the oxygen that somebody else breathes in. So I love this metaphor of, as we exhale, we can also be mindful that we are releasing breath to someone else, and as we inhale, we're taking in breath that also can come from others, and that reminds us of how we are truly all whole, that we're all connected with one another. And perhaps, like me, you also enjoy finding what I call sunspots, or places in which you can just stand or sit and capture the sunlight. It reminds us of just how incredible light energy is, whether sunlight, whether the energy that we imagine coming into us as beautiful universal consciousness. Be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Perhaps wherever you can, you will also enjoy the sunlight, the light that comes in through every pore of our being. And so I think I'm going to leave you all here. I was doing some brisk walking with mindfulness on my breath, and I wanted to share with you more sunlight and beauty. Wherever you are, enjoy walking meditations. Enjoy the mindfulness of being present with your breath and movement as you walk in the world. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. See you soon. Namaste.